International Day for Biological Diversity is celebrated each year on 22nd May 2023, whereas Himalayan Day is celebrated each year on 9th September. And we know that famous Sufi saint of Kashmir established the wisdom of connecting food security with the forest by coining the famous quote, "Anposhteli yeli banposhi," means as long as we are able to sustain forest biodiversity, we are sure of food security. So, nature has woven this fabric which is termed as web of life. So, biodiversity means biodiversity of the marine ecosystem, which is the oldest ecosystem, then biodiversity of the terrestrial lands, maybe grasslands, maybe alpine meadows, maybe forests, maybe desert vegetation, and even farmlands, whatever is cultivated, those crops also need the service of many pollinators. They may be bats, they may be birds, they may be insects, butterflies, honeybees, beetles, and whatnot. So without pollination, no fertilization, and no fertilization means no seed set. So that web of life need care and conservation for posterity, especially if we desire the food security for the coming generations. We need to harvest resources, especially the biological resources, in a sustainable manner. So, Indian Parliament enacted the Indian Biodiversity Act in the year 2002, and the rules were framed and issued in the year 2004, and in the year 2023 the Indian Biodiversity Act stands amended. So there are some modifications in the new act. You see this biodiversity, some samples collected from different locations as far as the Vardhan Valley, Madhwa Valley, Mashedi Hills, Sadrota, Bilabar Hills, Basoli, Dudu Basantgarh, Rajouri Punch, and even Kathua and Ramnagar Hills. So, we are celebrating many environmental days throughout the year. The International Day for Environmental Education, 26th January. We have the World Wetland Day, 2nd February. World Frog Day on 20th March. International Day for Forests, 21st March. 22nd March is the International Day for Water. April 22nd is the Earth Day. In May, we have the International Day for Biological Diversity, 22nd May. June, we celebrate the World Environment Day with the different themes each year. July, we have the World Population Day on 11th July. And population control is required if we are really want our existence sustainable on the planet Earth. And population has a direct bearing on the exploitation of bioresources. Depletion of ecosystems has correlation with the burgeoning population, especially the rich countries who are more dependent on the energy intensive lifestyles. So there is a carbon emission, and carbon emission, not only carbon but many other gases, and we have the green gas house effect. Greenhouse gases have already increased the atmospheric or global temperature by 1 degree. And if we really want to cap this rise in global temperature at 1.5 degree, then we need to take immediate steps to reduce the carbon emission, to increase the green cover, and take care of biodiversity. We have the biodiversity in the natural ecosystems, and that need to be conserved under the methodology or strategy which is called as the in situ conservation. And even outside the natural habitat, we need to establish rich herbal gardens, botanical gardens, zoological gardens, butterfly gardens, and edible plant gardens, Chavanprash vatikas, Ayurvedic parks, and whatnot. That will take care of biodiversity conservation outside the natural habitat. This strategy or methodology is termed as ex situ conservation. And during the month of Ban Mahotsava, that is Festival of Forests, which is the July and August, when there are monsoon rains and there is plenty of moisture everywhere, and this is the right time for plantations in the blank spaces, in the wastelands, around parks, in the city and urban environment. So now we are carrying out rather different agencies, forest department, social forestry department, even rural development and urban local bodies, even panchayat level, even farmers, even schools, colleges, universities. Almost all organizations have celebrated or they are celebrating the Ban Mahotsava, Festival of Forest, the name proposed by the then Union Agriculture Minister Kanhaiyalal Manaklal Munshi, K.M. Munshi, in the year 1950, after India adopted its own constitution, Indian constitution, and became a republic on 26th January 1950. But prior to that, first national level, national tree planting was conceptualized and implemented in Delhi and elsewhere. And the idea was, the credit to have this kind of idea for national planting in the month of July 1947, before India won independence. India became independent on 15th August 1947. But before that, in the year, same year 47, month was July, when then civil servant, a renowned visionary, legendary, who was awarded Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan awards, and he has contributed a lot toward the Basoli paintings. Not only Basoli painting, but even parks and gardens, the beautiful trees of India. And he has contributed in landscaping, especially in Chandigarh and Delhi. And he started this campaign of national tree planting in the last week of July 47. And he was none than the Mohinder Singh Randhawa. Dr. M.S. Randhawa, civil servant. And he did his work on algae, Giganometacea, and he was a scientist. At the same time, he was a gardener, he was a lover of painting, miniature painting, the Basoli painting, and he just contributed immensely on various dimensions of Indian culture, Indian art, fine arts, landscape innovations. Even he established the largest rose garden in Chandigarh, and many accolades were showered on M.S. Randhawa. So, just to celebrate the month of Ban Mahotsava, Tree Talk enthusiasts, under my stewardship, have thought of celebrating 1 week devoted to various edible products of the farmlands and forest lands, even wetlands, even deserts, even marine oceans, whatever we are able to get. The name of this week, which is going to start from Friday, that is tomorrow, 11th August, and it will conclude on 18th August in the Foodcraft Institute of Jammu. So this whole week is devoted to the Kandamool. So festival has been nicknamed as Kandamool Utsav. So tomorrow it is the launching day, and all these samples will be displayed in the Government Degree College Vishna, who has extended the logistics support, and even the students have been requested to come with different cuisines, beverages, teas, vegetables, cookies, cakes, curries, desserts, and familiarize themselves with the wild crop relatives. And this is just a glimpse of what is going to happen tomorrow when we launch the grand Kandamool Utsav in the city of temples, Jammu, Shivaliks. And let me give you an idea what different plant products will be displayed and discussed with the students. This is the wild Ilium. This is Ilium victorialis, Victorianian. This has been resourced from Madhava Valley, and this is used as vegetable by the locals in the Kishtwar district. But we also have another wild Ilium from the Bani Hills, Mashedi Hills, and this is called as Fernu or Ferni. This seems to be Ilium strachyi. Likewise, we also have the mushrooms, and many mushrooms, they are poisonous also, but this is the more sought after mushroom. Basically not a mushroom, it is a morel, Morchella esculenta. These are sold at a very high price in the market, sometimes 30,000 rupees per kg, and in international market the price goes as high as 50,000 per kg dry morels, Morchella esculenta. So this is also in the category of Kandamool. But coming specifically to the Kandamool, Kanda means having the tubers, underground tubers which are edible. So let me familiarize you with this particular Kanda. This is Dioscorea melanophyma, locally called as Syadum, and this is the tuber which is harvested by the locals in the hills, Dudubasandagad area, Bani Hills, and this is also developed into cuisines. So this is one Dioscorea which is edible. Likewise, we also have Tarad, but Tarad is Dioscorea bilophila. Another succulent which has very curious morphology, and it looks like as miniature Euphorbia raeliana, although it is not Euphorbia raeliana. It is from the oak Asclepiadaceae family. Charungli in Sundarbani area, Karanjali in Samba area, and Doda area. And this particular plant is Caroloma tuberculata, considered as anti-diabetic, anti-obesity, and even you can clean it and eat it raw as a salad. And this is the bark of Betula utilis, the first ever paper. Now we have this paper on which I have put the Caroloma, and this was the earliest paper on which we find our old textbooks in the Jammu and Kashmir. Many manuscripts, Ayurveda textbooks, they were written on the leaf or this bark of Betula utilis, locally called as Bhojpatra or Burja in Kashmir, and we have Burja Homa near Dachigam in Kashmir, the Neolithic or megalithic site. prehistoric site. And also we have some of the introduced fruits which are unique. This is called as dragon's eyeball or longan fruit, Democarpus longan. And in Dudu-Basantagad area and even Chopin and Kirankarna and Kopawada area, we have this oleaster, that is Alaganus umbellata, locally called as Bankankar Kankoli. This has been resourced from Dudu Hills, and this belongs to the family Alagnaceae, in which sea buckthorn, Hippophyr ramonides, is also treated. So Hippophyr ramonides in Leh Ladakh and also in Madhwa Valley of Kiswar district and Gurez Valley of Bandipora, and this particular plant is also in the same family. It is also nitrogen fixing like Hippophyr ramonides, and this is the fruit which is much sought after during monsoon time, especially in the Jammu Shivaliks, Samba, Kathua, Ramnagar, Udhampur, Tikri, Jammu outskirts. This is called Gwalamanda, Sita Manoram in Telugu language, Pakalana vine, and this is also known as Tonkin jasmine. So this is a climber, creepy, but these flowers are edible. They are developed into various kinds of cuisines. We have also sourced some of the roots, and this particular root is the costus root. So Surya costus, Kut. The word has come from Kushtha. Kushtha means leprosy. It was once upon a time used for the treatment of leprosy. So it got its name as Kushtha and then Kut and Kut. So Surya costus. This is a critically endangered plant, but once upon a time Maharaja has enacted the Kut Act, and there were the Kut fields in Gurej and then Godown in Bandipora, and this was exported to many Buddhist countries. So that was the heydays for this particular plant, which has gone threatened, and this is endemic to northwestern Himalayas, especially Jammu and Kashmir. This is another incense root. This is called a dhupa or dhoop, Jurinia macrocephala. So this is also used as incense. This is a root found in the alpine and temperate forests. This is the plant which is called as mushkvala, Valeriana jatamansi. This is also used in many cosmetics and perfumery. We have got some of the samples of the vegetables which are used by the local during monsoon time. So let me introduce this particular plant which grows beside streams and channels. This has been locally named as fundair. This in English is named as clear weed. Clear weed is Pilea. We have the Pilea amberosa, and similar looking is Lycanthus vitae or Lycanthus peduncularis. Leaves look very similar, so we have to look for the flowers. If the flowers are just on branched stems and they are not aggregated into any dense cluster, then it is Pilea amberosa. But if they are clustered so dense and they become a kind of a tablet, then it is the Lycanthus. But the local name is fundair for both. Another edible herb, and rather it is used as a salad, very nutritious. It is from mustard family, and it is also having the pungency of mustard. This is called as water mustard, or locally called as obhog or chub, nagbabar in Kashmir. This grows in plenty in Panchari Hills, the Achabal, water channels, Mashedi area. Wherever you go, Dudu Basantagad, everywhere you find this, in botanically called as Nasturtium officinale. And this is Lissa saag. This is amaranth saag, Cholai saag, which is called Lissa in Kashmiri language. Then we also have another succulent from the Jammu region, Shivaliks. This is under cultivation, and this is called as aloe vera, Grit Kumari, in Dogari called as ghee, Quad Kandal. And this is very useful against diabetes, against burns, skin burns. It is useful for liver, detoxification, purification of blood. Even its pulp that is developed into a pickle and vegetable, and even there is a aloe vera juice available in the market. This is basically a wild buckwheat, locally called as fafru. This is Phagopyrum tetaricum, but the cultivated one is Phagopyrum esculentum. Dreu, we are familiar in Jammu, and Kuttu or Tromba in Kashmir, especially Gurez. So this is under cultivation, but this particular Phagopyrum is wild, which grows in the wilderness. So there are wild crop relatives. So this is wild crop relative of cultivated buckwheat, Tromba. Here we have the Kasrod, Diplegium esculentum, and this is the basically the Kasrod pickle. This has been developed for later consumption. And then there is a very unique Mundi cha called Anjubar in Urdu and Macharan chai in Kashmiri language. This is Bistota basically. So we this is not Bistota. They have written Mundi cha, but this is Potentilla. Potentilla nepalensis is used as tea substitute in the Bilabar Bani Hills. So this is not Bistota. I just confused because I couldn't see its specimen closely. So now the flowers are red and leaves are palmately lobed. So this is Potentilla nepalensis, and also known as Bajardanti, Lal Bajardanti. And this is also used as tea substitute. Its local name is Trod cha. So it was in the year 1989 monsoon when I sipped its tea at the forest rest house Taggar, Dugan in the Bani Hills. And later I had chance to taste its herbal tea in the Jai Valley of Bhadrava. So this should not be confused with Bistota amplixicalis, which is called Macharan chai or Mundi chai. Basically this is not Mundi chai, this is Trod cha because of the stolons. So this belongs to strawberry family. And this is a wild adrak, and this is basically gingiber but chrysanthemum species. It has the red fleshy bracts and flowers originate from the ground. So one ginger or adrak which is cultivated, and we have the wild ginger relative in the forest. And here is another wild crop relative of bangan. So this is not a true bangan, but this is the same genus. So this is from Solanum indicum, and also the similar fruits we have in the case of Solanum arianthum. So these are wild solanums. Here we have ajwain. It is not the actual ajwain which we find in our kitchen. In kitchen we have the fruits of amblyopher, which is called as ajwain, wish of seed, basically Trachispermum. That is genus of ajwain. But here we have the wild thyme. So this is Thymus serphyllum or thyme, and another species Thymus linearis. Very useful. You can innovate it as tea also. This is another plant, very another species of Rumex. In Kashmir Valley we have the Rumex nepalensis, locally called as Ubaj. But this is called Baddiami. This is Rumex hastatus or hastate dock. This is also edible, can be developed into a chutney sauce. And likewise we also have another very important memory enhancing herb called as Brahmi booty. In Dogri basically this is called a Kod Sumbi, Centella asiatica. So even its juice can be innovated, even its herbal tea can be innovated. Likewise we have here very unique wood of the rosaceous tree, which has the aromatic wood, and this is Prunus cerassoides. Locally it is called Bataran in Dudu Vasantagar, Ramnagar Hills, also named as Pajja in Chenani Hills, and this is called as Painya in Uttarakhand, and botanically speaking it is Prunus cerassoides. And during 8th Foundation Day or anniversary celebrations of Tree Talk, This particular plant, Prunus cerecidus sapling, was planted in the Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, IIM, previously called as Regional Research Laboratory, that was planted by then director Ram Vishwakarma and other tree talk enthusiasts, and that has really shown very good growth, promising growth, and after 5 years it is really grown very tall, about 5 meter tall. Another plant which is reputed Ayurveda formulation, important myrobalan, this is called as chabulic myrobalan or harad, in locally Dogri sometimes called reed. So this is one of the ingredient of Trifla churn. In Trifla we have the fruits of amla, harad and baheda. So this is harad. Terminalia baldrica, even this is developed into cuisines and many other dishes. If we just focus on another plant, then this is the another kandamul from the Araceae family, Kachalu family. This is not Kachalu. You see the red kand, red tuber. So this is called as lal kand. But in Dogri, this is called a ribudu. This is a Ramusacea vivipara because it has the bulbils during November-December on the erect stems with many bristly bulbils which help in vegetative propagation. Its leaf stems, they are used to develop kind of chutney which is very delicious. Likewise, we have in Jammu belt and Shivaliks the cocoa, but here it is not cocoa, this is the bark of Bahunia variegata, that is the kachnar. In locally Dogri we call it as katriyad. So its pickle is very tasty, and that is innovated in the Jammu hills. So this is the kali. Kali means bud of Bahunia variegata. But this particular bark can be innovated as a tea during summertime, and it is taken as very cooling tea or cooling sharbat during summertime. Here we have the threatened, endangered plant called as Ram Chandi in the Bani Hills and Mashedi area. It's called locally Ram Chandi. Basically, the plant is known as Traiman in Sanskrit, and this is also known as Kadu. Should not be confused with Kaud. Kaud is Picrorhiza Kuro, but Kadu is Jenshana Kuro or Jenshana Karu, and locally it is very useful medicinal plant, and in Hindi it is called Neelkant because flowers are trumpet shaped and they are sky blue in color. And Neelkant is also the name of Lord Shiva, and this month is the Savan month, devoted to the worship of Lord Shiva. And in fact, there is Indian thought, say all this biodiversity, the diversity of plants, animals, insects, reptiles, snakes, this is because of the manifestation of, you can say, the God. So even Lord Shiva is considered as the custodian of biodiversity. So this particular plant has got the name after Lord Shiva as Neelkant. Otherwise it is Jenshana Kuro. Very unique medicinal plant. The roots are much sought after, and this plant has just found entry for this celebration of Kandamul Utsav tomorrow in Government Degree College, Vishna, where Professor Suman Sharma has shown keen interest to celebrate in the interest of students' education. So this particular plant, Berberis lycium, this is one of the intermediate host to complete the life cycle of rust, that is Puccinia graminis triticide, which attacks the wheat crop. So intermediate host to complete the life cycle of that particular rust fungus, this particular plant is also used. So from that angle, this need to be shown to the students. And then the roots have the yellow color. Because of this, it was named as Daru Haridra. Daru means wood and Haridra means haldi. So haldi color means yellow wood. So this is called as Cambaloo. Its fruits are ripened this time and they can be harvested and they are edible. One particular plant which I just focused during my discussion while celebrating 22nd July as the International Mango Day, I could not get this particular fruits from Akhnur area. So, but I got these fruits of Mamb. Local name, Dogri name is Mamb or Mada from Bilawar. And the botanical name is Spondia spinata. Once upon a time it was included under Mangifera as Mangifera pinnata. So these fruits are also pickled like mango. So this is unique collection from Bilawar Hills, and the credit for all this goes to the very enthusiastic, dynamic divisional forest officer Vivek Modi, who is very humble, down to earth, and then very sincere and very hard working. And under his stewardship, I could get all these samples from the Mashedi Bilawar Hills. This is Phapru, Phagopyrum tataricum. Likewise, we have this very good collection to launch the Kandamul Utsav in the city of temples, and more collection will be coming tomorrow. And even the students and teachers of the Government Degree College Bishna, they will also develop cuisines, on spot cuisine development demonstration, and then also some more display of the plants which we are able to see during the monsoon month in the surroundings of Jammu city.